GG. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the GGReemie podcast, episode 7 to be exact, and it is going to be another CCR or comebacks, checkpoints, and ReemCaps. I am super excited to be back with you guys. I hope you guys have been enjoying the podcast so far. It's been almost 2 months since I started, which is absolutely insane. And we're on episode 7, so I'm so excited and thrilled and so happy that you guys are enjoying the podcast and you've been listening to it and liking all the the clips that I've been putting out and everything. I've been having so much fun, and yeah, it's been a wild ride, but like I always say, if you guys are enjoying the podcast, please leave a like, subscribe, share it with a friend or family member, all that good stuff. But for today's CCR, we're going to be talking about a couple of my favorite little things that are coming out, starting with the comebacks. If you guys don't know, or if you haven't been on my YouTube channel, reemiesworld, you would not know that I am a fan of the Boyz. They are a 11-member K-pop boy group, and they have a comeback coming up pretty soon on the 17th of March to be exact, and I'm super excited about it. I've been a casual fan of the Boyz up until 2024, which is when I like really started getting into them, and it's been uphill from there because I can honestly say at least once a day I listen to the Boyz song because their music is just so catchy and I enjoy it so freaking much. Some of my favorite The Boyz songs are Maverick, Roar, Rat in the Trap, Whisper. It goes on and on. They just have just bangers. I always like talk to my friend about this, how it's like crazy. Back in 2019, I could have been a The Boyz fan since like 2019 if I would have like known more about like the K-pop groups, but we went to KCON New York 2019 and they were actually there, so I could have had the opportunity to actually start standing them a lot earlier, but I didn't know anything about them, which I always regret. But you know what they say, there's no time like the present. And they have a new album coming out, a full-length album, like I said, on March 17th, which is St. Patrick's Day. I always thought that was like funny. So check it out if you guys are interested. And it's also very interesting because the leader of the Boyz, Seungyeon, is going to the military on March 17th. If you guys don't know, in South Korea, once you reach a certain age, you have to enlist in the military for like 18 months if you're a male. All the people that were born in 1996 are kind of like starting to go off into the military, so it's kind of bittersweet. Like, yay, come back, but Seungyeon, we're not gonna see him for like 2 years. It's so like sad. I'm interested to like see what this album and like the main song is gonna sound like, because the Boyz are very versatile with their music. They can do like the sweet soft songs, they can do like the dark sexy songs, and the choreo always slays. Like, I don't know what it is with me and like bigger groups, like 10 plus members in a group. I always love, like, I don't know what it is. I love when groups have like a lot of people in it. So, and especially when they like all dance and they're like all synchronized, it's just chef's kiss. I think I talked about this in the past, but I have a vision board, which is like a 5-year vision board. And on my vision board, I have a couple of people that I want to have on the GGReemie podcast, and the Boyz is one of my like dream guests to have. Not just because I'm a fan of them, but also because some of the members are like really big gamers and I thought it would be fun to game with them. But I also just really like their perspectives on like life. If you guys have ever seen like any of the members go live and they talk about like certain stuff, like especially Kevin. If you guys don't know, Kevin is my favorite member in the Boyz. I just love like his perspective on life, and even when he can't talk about like serious topics like out front, he always like alludes to them and like You always know what side of the fence that he's standing on. And I just love, like, I don't know, his personality is my type of person. So shouts out to you, Kevin. I've always been one of those people that, like, when I look for a bias in a group, I sometimes get drawn to like the funny member, and then I always love when I found out the funny member is also like very in tune with what's going on in the world, or is an advocate for mental health. I love when people have more than one side to themselves. So fingers crossed in the future that the Boyz will be able to be on my show. I really want to have like a studio one day, so hopefully GGReemie picks up and I can like have a studio somewhere and invite them. I feel like it'll be so much fun. Another comeback that I am patiently waiting for is Kai from EXO. Kai is one of my favorite K-pop soloists, along with Baekhyun and Dio from EXO. Every time he drops something, it's always like, it's so good to me. And he has a comeback coming out. I thought it was gonna be this month in March, but apparently it's gonna come out in April, which it's okay. I can wait a little bit longer, but I just know that when Kai drops that album, it's gonna be on repeat for me. Because anytime Baekhyun drops an album, on repeat, Dio drops an album, on repeat, and Rover, his last album that he dropped before he went to the military, so good. Like, if you guys aren't a fan of EXO, you're missing out. Like, you guys need to get on it. Like, it's so good. He has a way of like mixing hip hop and R&B with like the K-pop aesthetic that just, it feels really, I don't know, my brain and my body just love it. His first album, his first and second album for me kind of felt like, it gave like that floaty feeling, and then Rover kind of gave more like a dance type feeling. They kind of all give you the dance type feeling, but Rover really amped up the dancing for me. So like I said, if you're into Kai, or if you've been thinking about getting into Kai, you should definitely do it. I don't know when the album's gonna drop. I'm hearing April, but I am sad for it. Before I get into the third comeback that I want to talk about, I want to like do a little slight detour and say that I've been slowly getting into J-pop as of late. I don't know why I've never gotten fully into J-pop. I'm pretty sure I would like it, but I've been into Psychic Fever and the Fanatics of Exile Tribe. They have really good songs if you guys have never heard about them. It started out, how did I find Psychic Fever? Psychic Fever was like all over my TikTok. So I kept hearing their song Just Like That. I also did a reaction for it if you guys want to go check it out. I kept hearing it on TikTok and it sounded like something I would be interested in. So I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and like check it out fully. And it gave me early 2000s boy group vibes, and I was like, it's such a catchy song, you guys. I swear, if you guys go listen to it, Psychic Fever from Exile Tribe and Fanatics from Exile Tribe, they're kind of like from the same company, so that's why they're like from Exile Tribe. So check it out. But if you guys like early 2000s boy group sound, like the R&B boy groups, you're gonna like Psychic Fever. And as far as Fanatics from Exile Tribe goes, I've been recently getting into my like BL bag, which is like boy love. And two of the members from what I've seen have been in BLs that I watched. And I didn't know in the beginning, but I like to do my research while I'm watching. I'll go and like, I'll look at their like actor profiles, and then I found out, I was like, oh, these two were in the same group. They weren't in the same BL. It was like two separate BLs. But I was like, oh. So, and I was really intrigued by their acting. I thought they did a really good job. I really can't remember their names right now. If I do, I'll put it like on the screen on YouTube so you guys can like, I'll put their pictures up so you guys know who I'm talking about. But yeah, I've listened to some of their songs. I really want to do a reaction for more Psychic Fever and Fanatics because their songs are really good, like I said. And they have some I want to do a reaction for Fanatics most of all because I haven't seen any of their music videos. So look forward to that if you guys are waiting for that. Lastly, for comebacks, you guys, I've been saying to myself that I'm not going to get into any more boy groups because my list of boy groups is so long. Like, it outweighs the girl groups, and I'm so sad about that. I really want to get more into my girl group bag, but I couldn't help myself and I started standing Zero Base One. And one of the main reasons why I did not want to get into Zero Base One is because they're a temporary group, and I know like I would get so attached to them and then they'll disband and I'll be like heartbroken, and I could not do that to myself. And guess what? I did it to myself anyways because I could not not stand them. They have so many good songs that I like really got into. My favorite song is Good So Bad, but they just released a mini album not too long ago, and there's so many good songs on there. Doctor, and then they have a song called Blue, and then Devil Game. Devil Game is so good, you guys. If you haven't listened to the new Zero Base One album, it is amazing. Two of the main reasons why I got into Zero Base One is because of Matthew, Silk Matthew. He is absolutely hilarious. Like a lot of people saw his like viral TikTok and I was like, yo, what the heck? But he's also really talented at singing and dancing, and he has a really good personality. Like, I love when idols just like to just exude positivity and realness. So I got into Zero Base One because of Matthew. And then again, like I said, I've been getting into BLs, and I watched Jiyoung's BLs and they were really good. So I was like, you know what? I can't help myself. Let me check out one music video. And then one music video turned into two, which turned into me making 3 videos so far about Zero Base One, and I can now say that I am a certified fan of the group. Sometimes you just can't help but to fall in love with groups. What can I say? Moving on to our checkpoints, let's talk about a couple of games that I have been really interested in and I'm like waiting for them to come out. Starting with Intergalactic. The full title of the game is called Intergalactic: The Heroic Prophet, and I'm really excited about this game. It's kind of like an action-based game where the main character is like a bounty hunter, and one of my favorite actresses is in it. I'm just excited. I loved her in The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. If you guys ever seen that on Netflix, I love me a Black Witch. Oh my gosh. So I'm so excited for this game to come out. She looks so cool in it. I know there's like some people that are like low-key hating on it, but I'm waiting. It doesn't have like a release date yet, so I need to get me a PlayStation 5 so I can get ready for this game. Ever since it got like the trailer got released, I've been like, yes, I need that in my life now. Not yesterday, not in the future, right now. I need that. There's nothing like a badass female lead in a video game, and I can't wait. I am on the edge of my seat waiting for this game, you guys, hands down. Another game that I'm on the edge of my seat waiting for is South of Midnight, another black female lead, and it's kind of like stop motion. It's a stop motion video game, which I thought was really interesting. So the graphics on there look so freaking cool. Oh my goodness. Looking on the Wikipedia page, it's saying that it's scheduled to release on April 8th of this year. So you know where I will be at. South of Midnight, come on. Magic and action and storytelling all together, and I just can't wait to get my hands on that game. Oh my goodness. Another game that I'm super excited for. If you guys don't know, I am a simulation girly, and a game called Inzoi is coming out pretty soon. Or I think the early access for Inzoi is coming out like at the end of this month, so I'm gonna try to get my hands on the game just to like be able to play it. I love the create a Zoe aspect. I did that, and my Zoe is just coming out cute. I was like, I can't wait to like see. I've seen like some people who had early access do like gameplay for it, and it looks really fun. It's like very high resolution. It's like, it kind of reminds me of GTA, but without all the like gangs, and like I think they're made on the same like Engine. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure they were made on Unreal Engine. I know Enzo is, but I think also GTA 5, if I'm not mistaken. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. But it just seems like such a good game. I love simulation games. As I'm speaking about simulation games, I'm really excited for Paralives as well. I don't know when Paralives is coming out. It says this year, but we shall see. I've been waiting on it ever since they've been like the very first like video that they've done, like giving us tidbits of it. I'm waiting for it. I can't. There's so many good games coming out this year. There's a Digimon game coming out. There is a 2-player game that just came out, and the name of it is escaping me. Okay. The game is called Split Fiction. It's basically 2 writers coming together to make like if I'm not mistaken, a story, and they have like different writing styles. So I thought that would be like a really cool game to play. Maybe like I'll get like a friend or something to play it with me on streams or something. That game looks really fun as well. One game that I was excited for it to come out, but I don't see myself playing, is Poppy's Playtime. I am one of those people who don't do well with jump scares. I love horror games, but Poppy's Playtime, along with like stuff like Five Nights at Freddy's, I can't do jump scares. I've said this multiple times. If you guys have heard me on my last podcast I did with the female phenom, I can't do jump scares because I am afraid that I will break something like my monitor or my web camera. And this stuff is expensive. I can't be out here breaking my stuff like that. But I do enjoy watching other people play Poppy's Playtime because I love the story. And throughout the 4 chapters that they put out so far, I think there's gonna be 5 in total, but throughout the 4 chapters, it's just been nonstop. It's just been fun seeing people's like reaction to it. And then I also like watching theory videos about Poppy's Playtime because maybe like I miss stuff when I first watch it, or the person that I'm watching didn't like catch like certain notes or tapes or something like that. So going and watching like theory videos, it's always intriguing because I'm like, so that's what's going on. Listen, the Hour of Joy was crazy. I don't know how the main character of this game survived. I don't think they were there. But the Hour of Joy, really excited to see how they're gonna wrap up this series. The prototype is gonna have to be in there. We're gonna see, I feel like the last villain of the game, aside from the prototype, I don't know why, but I feel like it's gonna be Poppy. Like, it just makes sense for it to be Poppy. Like, she's not the root of all the problems, but if the toy factory has to go down, I feel like Poppy's gonna have to go down too. And then I don't want to give you guys any spoilers. I have watched a couple of people play the game, so I'm not gonna say too much. But chapter 4 was really good. A lot of people like chapter 4 more than chapter 3 because the puzzles for chapter 3 were a little difficult for people, and a lot of people like more like of the story driving along the game, which I can understand. Sometimes some of the puzzles looked a little confusing, and I know if I were to play that game, I would probably been stressed out the entire time. Moving on to our ReemCaps, or as I like to call them, Reemie recaps. I have been having so much fun doing the podcast. I did miss like 2 weeks, which I'm so sad about, but you know, stuff happens. It's neither here nor there. We're still going strong and we're still being consistent, posting everywhere that we can on the social medias, trying to get the name out there. I've been doing like research on how to like market myself better, how to just like get people more engaged with like listening to the podcast or having them find the podcast. I made a website, which I'm really excited about. If you guys want to check it out, GGReemie.com. I interviewed one of my favorite streamers, which is episode 5 and 6. Yeah, I've just been really having a lot of fun. There are some times where I doubt myself. I said this in the last ReemCap. There are times where I doubt myself, but I have a really good support system that is always like telling me, hey, you're doing a good job. Stop overthinking it. So still the biggest obstacle is me having the courage to reach out to people, but I'm not gonna let that stop me. Like, we're gonna keep pushing. I'm gonna send these emails out, you guys. I have like, right now, I have like 6 emails that I have drafted and ready to go for people that I would like to have on the stream. Or not the stream. I'm in streamer mode right now. I have the people that I would like to have on the podcast, and then there's some other people that I would really like to reach out to. So I'm gonna get on that for sure. But I'm just excited that I've reached episode 7, lucky number 7 to be exact. I like to think to myself that everything happens when it's supposed to happen. In the back of my head, there's sometimes where I'm like, is this really gonna work out? But I just feel like that's doubt, and I'm trying to push that doubt out of my brain. I'm like, small steps, it's okay if things aren't working out as fast as you want them to happen. Like, you just started. This isn't something that you're used to doing. You don't have like a background in like journalism or marketing or anything like that. So it's gonna take some time for people to catch on, and when they do catch on, they're gonna love it. And it's been giving me a really big confidence boost, because I'm like, this year 2025 and onward, I'm just like, keep telling myself that I'm doing a great job and stop doubting myself. And it's been working so far. Every time I'm like, oh, I don't know, my brain goes, nope, we promised ourselves we weren't gonna do that this time. We can't do it. Let's keep the ball rolling. And with that confidence boost came a new hairstyle. If you guys don't know, I love dyeing my hair. It's one of the ways that I express myself creatively. I've had blue hair, pink hair, purple hair, blue and purple hair, red hair, orangey hair. What other colors have I done? It's been greenish a little bit, and I just love dyeing my hair so much. Most of the time I do it myself. This time when I was doing the split dye with the black and white, my boyfriend helped me out. He was a little nervous when we first started, but I was of course there to coach him on. So it turned out really well. If you can't see, some of the parts though are like a little bit of red. Before I dyed my hair, it was like blonde mixed with dark brown mixed with purple mixed with a little bit of pink, because my hair was pink before this. So in order to get the black side to be as dark as possible, my best friend, who is a licensed cosmetologist, she said I needed to like have a undercolor to like bring out the black, because if I were to just go in with straight black dye, it wasn't gonna take well. So we bleached the left side first, because it was the easiest part to do. I kind of need to go back and do like the part where it's closest to my roots, but I'll just wait, because I plan on keeping this until DreamCon, which I will get into in a second. But the bleaching aspect wasn't that bad. It did, like, bleaching, if anybody knows, bleaching can be a little stingy, like burning your eyes and everything. And I knew that if I was dyeing it myself, I wasn't gonna get it all the way right, especially in the back. And I've never done a split dye by myself with like blonde hair, so I was a little bit afraid that I was gonna mess that up, cause it was gonna be a struggle. But going back to the right side of the hair, I kind of, once we bleached the left side and we had the like red dye in there, I kind of looked like Todoroki from My Hero Academia. I was like, this is kind of a look. Do I want to just stop here and go for the Todoroki? But I was like, nah, I've really been wanting black and white hair, so let's go for it. But some of the black dye didn't take well. And so there's like little spots of red in there. And sometimes, depending on what light I'm in, the black also kind of looks a little bit purple. So that's pretty interesting. I like my hair though. And I've gotten a lot of compliments from it, so I can't be too mad. But moving on to DreamCon, this year is gonna be my first DreamCon, and I'm super duper excited for that. I've never been to Houston before. I've never been to the Midwest. I've always stuck to the East Coast, so this is gonna be like my first time going all the way over there. It's gonna be really exciting. I'm excited and also nervous because the way these planes have been set up is a little scary. So I hope by May they've gotten these planes situated, because listen, knock on wood, that's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to jinx anything, but I'm really excited. I'm planning out my cosplays with my friends. We're like talking about like things we're gonna bring and like what characters we're gonna do. I'm really excited. I originally wanted to do a Kakeguri cosplay, but the cosplay that I got does not fit, so it's back to the drawing board, which is perfectly fine. I think I'm gonna do like a Pokemon themed cosplay, and then my friends want to do like a One Piece cosplay, which I'm not mad at. I really love One Piece, so it's gonna be really fun. I'm just really excited that I'm finally like going somewhere new this year. That's one of my big plans, is like do some travel. I also want to go to TwitchCon, but I don't know. That's to be decided. TwitchCon is in October this year, so we'll see if I have the funds, because it's in California. I really want to go to California though, because I've never been. So we'll see. Fingers crossed. That's all I gotta say. And that about wraps up our lovely segment called CCR, checkpoints, comebacks, and ReemCaps. I said that in the wrong order, but it's okay. There's no mistakes, only happy accidents, as Bob Ross would say. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast episode. If you did, make sure you like it. If you're on YouTube, make sure you're leaving reviews and rating and sharing with your friends. On Spotify and Apple Podcasts, check out our social media pages. We're on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, Blue Sky, all those good social media apps. And make sure you guys are taking care of yourselves. The world is a little scary out there right now, and we just take care of your mental health first and foremost. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day, night, morning, wherever you are in the world. And yeah, as we always end every podcast episode, have a wonderful day and GG.